Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Morrowind. Well, last time, we discovered that the King of Morrowind is the one who's been trying to kill me. And then immediately after discovering that, it was strongly implied that yes, if I start working for the King of Morrowind, maybe he'll stop trying to kill me, so, yeah, Mournhold. Bloody weird place. Still, I do want to do this because, one, it's probably a good idea to be friends as opposed to enemies with the King of Morrowind. And two, would like to, slowly become friends with the royal family, because then I might get to meet the Queen. And everyone seems to agree, she's awesome, everybody loves her, and she knows what's what. So, yes, she might be very interesting to speak to if we just proceed down the King's plotline a bit. So, step 1, investigate the rumours about the previous King's death, and yes, we're now pretty certain the current King did just straight up poison him, because it would appear the current King has done a lot of bloody poisoning, and yes, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I know precisely where some rumours about that are coming from. Here we go, right here in Goldsridge. Last time I was passing by, down here in, yes, the Craftsman's Hall, we found a secret newspaper that was very specifically talking about how the King's a bastard who does poisoning. So, okay. Technically, if you look at the precise wording of this quest, all the Captain of the Guard wants to know is where the rumours are coming from. And I know where they're coming from, the secret newspaper. But that doesn't mean I need to betray the secret newspaper to the King. I can just find out there is a newspaper without naming names. So, step 1, the game did say, speak to people, figure out what's going on. Problem is, hello there High Pockets, lovely name. Yes, I might need to, charm a few people in order to get them to open up about this, though, okay, possibly I've just stumbled into something else as well. Damn that villainous clay-brained Nord, I hate him. I swear by Monagabal himself I'll have revenge on that corpus-looking ignoramus, and, okay, you know what? I like you. What is it you need doing precisely? Holmar. Inside the bar here, I came in for a drink and minding my own business when that igual-loving drunkard started raving and making fun of me. He grabbed me by the shirt, slid me across the bar, and even kicked me out the door. He'll be singing all of Sione's sermons at once when I've had my revenge, so, okay. An argument between you and a Nord. And would you like to help me go in there and teach him a bit of a lesson? Okay. I would say no, and go in and speak to him first, to see if, maybe this guy started it. But sometimes, when the options are in red, that means, you're kind of committing one way or the other, so, go on then, sure, why not? Brilliant, you're bigger than me, so I'll follow you. He's right inside the bar there, so, okay, this could potentially go a bit on the wrong side, but is this the bar in question? The Winged Guar, brilliant, so, okay. That's you, Mr. High Pockets, lovely. Now, where exactly is this Nord you were mentioning? You're sort of dressed like a Nord. Holmar, I'm pretty sure that's the name he said. And right, Holmar, by the looks of it, he's very, very drunk indeed. And possibly it was just being rude to this guy, because he was a wood elf. So, oh yeah, stupid little wood elves are right there. Holmar, I think you're being very unfair to wood elves right now. So, back for another round. And to one's not enough for you squat dumpy tree frog of an elf. I'll take you and your ugly orc friend too. So, okay. I think we're going to try to de-escalate this situation a bit. Because you're clearly very, very drunk. Maybe you'll feel very sorry about all of this when you sober up a bit. And not with that wee little beastie person appearing at me with those big round eyes of his. He's putting a hex on me. I know it. So, okay. He's not willing to just wander off home. So, right. Time to settle this. With fists, Holmar, though. John, you're very bad at punching. Like, we established this in Blood Moon. You are so bad at punching. Okay, did anyone say we, have to be doing this with... Oh, hang on. Hang on, John. Just maybe, put the hammer away. People might not be delighted if you start using a hammer in a bar fight. And I was about to say, don't forget you've got spells that could drain fatigue, which would be, very good in a bar fight. you've got no magic right now, so... oh dear, this could potentially... Why am I over-encumbered? Wait, hang on, hang on, why did that just happen? Oh, right! Sunder actually fortifies my strength, so... okay, well that's fine. I don't actually need to, like, you know, move. Because I can just stand right here, and he'll run up to me, and we are hitting him a fair bit. Please don't walk between me and this guy while we're fighting. I do not want to punch the wrong person. That would go down very badly, so... I mean, we're doing a good job here. Really wish these guys would stop wandering around. I'm gonna punch the wrong person. My hand's going up, that's good. If I punch the wrong person, please stop, just go away. There's clearly a bar fight. No! No one... This was not my fault! None of this was my fault! Okay, I'm gonna try and, like, you know, punch this guy out before I actually... okay, well now people are just punching each other and... everything's fine. I'm just hoping we can, like, you know, finish this fight before... well, this is all very unfortunate. I feel like this is your fault for literally walking into the middle of an ongoing brawl. Right, if I just keep doing sandwiches to get my health back, that's... there we go, he's fallen over. Now what I need to do is... yes, if I've got a potion for... there's a bit of restoring magicka. I just need to calm you, and then we go and turn ourselves into the police. There we go. She gets calmed down. We could simply check on... no, that's not the right person. You. I need to speak to you. You're currently on the ground and I can't speak to you. What about you, High Pockets? And there we go. Sorry you needed to get involved, but I'm glad the problem's taken care of. Please accept 250 gold and the Ring of Ice Grip too. Okay, now I need to get out of here. Like, in a hurry, before that woman stops being calm. And now I am also willing to accept my punishments. Honestly, 36 gold, not really a big problem. I will pay that, no trouble whatsoever, sir. Right, now back into precisely the same bar, because presumably, Mr... okay, you're not allowed to attack me anymore. Me and you should now be, like, friends. I was just trying to find Mr. Half Pockets, so I could, like, you know, speak to him, because presumably he likes me now, so he'd be willing to open up to me, but... fine. Apparently, despite paying my bounty off, she's allowed to just keep attacking me anyway. Still, let's just mosey about, start chatting to some people, and figuring out, yes, whether anyone's willing to open up about the previous king's death. And though this woman's not talking about the way he died specifically, yeah. Apparently, the monarchy around here not particularly well respected, which kinda makes sense in a city where they've got a literal living goddess hanging out next door. Still, if we can just admire you up a little bit... nope, nothing new from you. Though presumably, yes, sooner or later we'll find someone who's willing to talk about it a bit more, though... John, there's one very obvious solution here, isn't there? I was about to say just go and speak to the people who work in the secret newspaper. But they did say, we want this place to be a secret, and we'll let you leave with your life on this occasion, so... that rather implies if I go back a second time, they might not be so forgiving. So, okay, maybe we don't go in there. Okay, just continuing around the various districts, two things of note here. Which is one, this chappie, Goval Oralan, he's got something to say I've not seen before. Done my live a long time, but they also know how to keep their mouths shut, suggesting, right, we might just, you know, admire you, given a possibly you know more than you're saying, but also, you've just put something in the journal. Apparently he's new to town, everything's so beautiful, the buildings, the shops, the women, I'm blown away. And I've seen pretty women before, but I just can't get over it. I came from a small town to seek my fortune, as my father would say, but it's hard to get anything done here. It's all just so overwhelming, and I guess a bit intimidating too. I mean, what would any of these women want with me? It's hard to hope that I might meet the woman of my dreams, so... okay. Maybe, if we run into, you know, a nice woman who's looking to find someone to settle down with, maybe we can introduce her to Goval here, we'll have to say. For the time being, just admire you up a little bit, and 92 should do fine. And there we go, as I was suspecting, yes, he was sounding like he was hiding something. He was old, but not that old. Maybe he just died, maybe someone helped him along. There was a broadsheet called the Common Tongue, and in it, it said Helsif poisoned hundreds of people while he was in the West. So why not here? So, okay. we now know about the newspaper. And apparently that might be enough all by itself, although... okay. I was about to say we could go and get one of the newspapers from their office, but once again, not supposed to go back in there. They did say they might kill me. Oh, and that does remind me. I did see someone in the comments mention, yes, that it was very important I speak to the guy standing right in front of the temple. So, hello there, Gaenor. Hello there, Orc. Before you take another step, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gaenor, and I'm an entrepreneur of sorts. I was wondering if I could ask a small favour of you. So okay, I'm glad you asked. As you may have noticed, I'm not looking my best at the moment. I'm a bit, shall we say, down on my luck, which is not something I'm used to, let me tell you. At any rate, I'm looking for a little bit of capital to get things rolling here in Mournhold. I've recently arrived to myself as well, and I thought you might be able to help me out. Could you part with, say, 50 gold? Okay, I see no reason why not. Splendid, I really do appreciate it, and I must say, you're quite the generous soul. In fact, as long as we're talking and getting along so well, do you think maybe you could spot me another 100? I'm quite sure I could pay you back in just a few days' time. I've always had excellent luck when it comes to this sort of thing. So what do you say? Okay, the fact that I just gave you 50, you immediately just asked for 100. I'm gonna say yes, but I'm worried where this might be going all of a sudden. Like, I feel like I'm being conned right now. You really are something, Arya. I can see we're going to get along famously. Okay, I'll be upfront with you. If you could just give me another 1,000 or so, I can really make it here. I just know it. You've been so good to me, and it's clear you've got the money. Just a little bit more, that's all I'm asking for. You'll do it, right? And you say a bit more. Like, that's 10 times more than what I just gave you. So, okay, I've got, like, 50,000, though. Say I've got 50,000. I've got 50,000 right now, down to 49. I'm worried this might be going... Could give him the 1,000. You've no idea what this means to me, Arya. I've never held this much gold in my life. Well, heck, you've just got money to burn, don't you? Bet you could spare another 10,000 golds. Okay, at this point he's just sort of demanding it from me. I mean, technically, he's not wrong. Like, the shopkeepers have got like 8 grand each, and I'm just swimming in weapons I can never dispose of, so, I'm gonna say yes, because I'm gonna work under the assumption, if I do this, I was about to say something good will happen eventually. Possibly not. Possibly this is just like, you know, a bit of a joke character, and I am just being straight up conned, but... Fine, here you go. You've restored my faith in the world, Arya. And boy, are you ever rich. I bet you've got 1 million gold. In fact, I bet you've got 10 million. You must be the richest orc ever. You should give me 1 million, don't you think? Then we can both be millionaires. I'm gonna be honest, Gaenor. You've actually reached my limit here. I don't actually have 1 million golds. So, sadly I can't say that. I can either say no, or sure, here it is. I'm going to say no, because that's silly, because I don't have 1 million. So, you don't say no to me. No one says no to Gaenor. Oh, don't you think I'll forget this? I'll remember you, Orc, and I'll get you for it. I promise you that. I just gave you 11,150 gold, Gaenor, so, I feel like I've just made a mistake here. Like, I'm giving this guy a huge pile of money, and then turned him into my enemy anyway, so, where the cock is this going? So, back to Tianius, tell him about the broadsheet, beautiful. So, according to this paper, King Ahelsif poisoned many people in the west, so maybe he poisoned Athen Lethen. Very interesting. I'd like to see a copy of it if you can bring me one. So thank you, you've done well. But for now, we lack sources of information inside Almalexia's temple. Could you help me find a temple informant and... I'm increasingly worried. Yes, what I'm doing here is picking a side. I'm not sure I want to pick a side. Then again, like I was saying last episode, I'm not sure I'm convinced by either side. Like, Vivit was implying Almalexia is gonna be trouble. She's not gonna deal with the loss of her powers well. But this king is also clearly not a nice person, so... okay. we'll go along with it for now. Just at some point we may reach a line I'm not willing to cross in terms of Almalexia and potentially alienating her. So, we need to find someone who's discontented, listen sympathetically, and find out whether the temple is willing to accept the new king, or alternatively, plans to act against him. So, okay. Let's actually flip that question round. Is King Helsith a loyal supporter of the temple? Because kind of feels like, yes, there's two parallel power structures in this city. The religious side and the civic side. So, presumably, yes, they ought to be supporting each other in a perfect world. And officially, the king is, yes, a member of both the temple and the imperial cult. Very diplomatic answer, shall we say. And okay, I'm willing to go do this, that's fine. And right, when he says discontent in the temple, the dissident priests, who Vivek has now officially allowed to come back into the tribunal proper, though, yes, whether he's allowed to do that for all of Morrowind or just a Vardenfell, hard to say, though yes, there's definitely big changes going on right now. Speaking of which, I am the Pope of Vardenfell. Like, I feel like that should count for something inside this temple. And he did also just say, yeah, he wanted to see the newspaper if we could get hold of it. So, okay. If we see one sitting around somewhere, grab it, bring it back to him. Now the question is, who's the most likely candidate to be a little bit unhappy about the current state of affairs? Well, over in this direction, yeah, we had a doctor somewhere. And here we flipping go. We might have found the right person immediately. So I'm a faithful believer, but Almalexia makes me uneasy. For the last 50 years, the tribunal stopped walking among us, stopped listening, and stopped speaking with us. This worried me and made me sad. Were our gods abandoning us? Were they growing weak? But since Almalexia has lately come among us again, I feel more worry, not less. Her face glows brightly with hope and power, but her words seem dark and bitter, so... right. The fact that, yes, her time as a god is coming to an end might potentially be weighing on her. And as for why she's suddenly glowing brightly with power, etc., it's because previously the tribunal were pumping their power into the ghost fans. Now they don't need to anymore, so for now, possibly, she's a bit stronger. But that's not gonna last, and now the heart's been destroyed, so... okay. The game did say I was supposed to listen patiently and sympathetically. Just let her get it out and don't interrupt till she's done. So right, her homilies are full of compassion, understanding, wisdom, and acceptance. But now her summons seem more intent on destroying the wicked, punishing the foolish, and rewarding the faithful. The unquestioning, obedient faithful. Yes, these are difficult times, and in difficult times to survive, we must be hard. I tremble for the failing of my faith. But the god I once loved now frightens me. So okay, ask if you can come speak again at another time. Yes, let's do that. Take it slow. Don't go straight over to the temple, King Helsith, etc., etc. So, yes, you may come again another time. It's hard to talk of such things. I feel guilty and disloyal, but in my heart I know something is not right. So okay. I'm going to take things slow here. Now what I'm going to do is, yeah, just step outside for a second, maybe let some time pass, and come back later. So officially, she's had a bit of time to think on it. Right, later that same day, Galsa, me and you need to have a chat. And this time, how about we ask about, yes, the temple and the king. So Helsith murdered King Lethen and stole his crown. Doesn't matter that King Lethen was a fool, he was our fool. So long as the puppet king was a joke, we could all laugh and ignore him. Helsith isn't a fool. No one's laughing. If he seeks in earnest to be king, then Almalexia and the temple are sworn in earnest to destroy him. So, right. Up to this point, previously, the king wasn't really that ambitious. By the sounds of it, this wasn't really like a power-sharing arrangement. The king was just a figurehead. Almalexia held the real power. But if Helsith has come along, started killing people, and wants to have a real control over Mournhold, then right, sounds like there's gonna be trouble. And officially, according to the journal, yes, I'm not supposed to be, like, you know, recruiting this woman on an ongoing basis. Just getting the information we've already got is sufficient for now. Oh, hang on. I was just moseying about town, seeing if maybe, just maybe, I could find a newspaper floating around. And I've run into Marina here. The dark elf who apparently would like to meet someone new because she's a bit busy, so... okay. Maybe, just maybe, you and that chappie by the temple could end up getting together. Oh yeah, she ran away from an arranged marriage and came to Mournhold specifically because she wanted to find the man of her dreams. So, good news, Marina. Admittedly, I know nothing about you, your preferences, etc, etc, but I do know about a single guy who wants to meet someone. That's all I know about him, by the way. Like, I know nothing about him either. But screw it, you two go on a date, maybe you've got some amazing chemistry, I don't know. Oh, or maybe not. So okay, have to tell you up front, I'm a bit apprehensive about this. I'm taking a big risk here, and I'll have to leave work for a bit, so you'd better be right about this. If you found someone who's all wrong for me, I'll simply never forgive you. You sure you want to do this? Maybe I'll, like, ask around town, see if I can, like, you know, find someone a bit more appropriate for you, because that guy didn't tell me anything about himself. But I know you are a hard worker and just lacking the time to date. So maybe we'll find someone a bit more appropriate if we, like, you know, go around town. I'll be back later. Oh, you see, there's another guy right here. Far side of the Great Bazaar, we've got a Fons Baron, who claims that apparently he's a great lover. Ask around, the ladies here will agree, I'm quite sure. Let's not waste any more time. Shall we skip the formalities and just head straight back to my manor? So, tragically, I can't say yes. Just have to say, not a chance, or sorry you're not my type. So, right. There's you. You're also an option for what's-her-face at the other side of the Great Bazaar. Not your type, but take another look, baby. I'm every woman's type. So, no, do you have any cute friends? I'm on the market and I'm looking for a good time, or a companion, something like that. So, okay. Marina wants to meet, you know, a nice chappie to settle down with. I feel like a cat like you, Fons, is not what she's looking for. Okay, I've been looking around the city, and I can't find a bloody copy of this newspaper anywhere. But then, given what's in it, it does make sense people wouldn't be reading it too openly. So, what I'm gonna do is go down to the secret office, steal a newspaper from there, and then leave without speaking to anyone. Which hopefully means no one's going to kill me, though... okay, the problem is I'm a bit, overlooked here, so... right, hang on. Think this through, John. I think it through a bit better. Here we go. Activate proper chameleon gear. The pants, all the rest of it. And now we could sneak in, grab a copy of the paper, and be on our way without anyone suspecting a thing. Okay, I've gone back to Govil here. The problem is I can't really, like, you know, learn anything about him. Like, I can't ask after his job, or his background, or anything. I basically know nothing about this guy, aside from the fact that, yes, he likes me, and he wants to meet someone. He seemed fairly earnest about it, and he's not actively a cat, so... go on then, I'm going to set up a date between you and Marina, and we'll see how it goes. So, on this occasion, back to you, and yes, Govil Raylan. You ever, like, you know, heard of him or anything like that? So, okay, doesn't know the guy, I hope he's charming, unworldly, someone exciting. Well, he definitely, like, came to Mournhold from somewhere else, so he's seen at least a bit of the world, and okay. If you're sure he's worth it, Arya, I'll trust you. I am not sure. I know nothing about this guy. Literally the only thing to recommend him is he's not the other guy, who was significantly worse. Still, bare minimum, she's willing to go on a date at the nearby pub 2 days from now, so, okay, hopefully that works out for them. And okay, he seems happy enough with that, though maybe not, like, enthusiastic or anything, so, I'm not convinced this date's going to go desperately well. Like, and neither party seems super into this. Anyway, back to Tienius, because I have got lots of good news for you. I say good news, actually it's all terrible news. One, I do have a temple informant, though it turns out yes, possibly we're heading towards a war between Almalexia and Helseth. And I was about to hand over that newspaper, but okay. There's something else to move on to straight away. King Helseth's concerned about possible disloyalty among the guards. So, right. On the sounds of it, Helseth doesn't really have, much in the way of friends. The people don't seem to like him. The temple doesn't like him. His own guards don't like him. So, right. Possibly this lad's not going to come to a good end. Many of the former king's guards have already been replaced with a more reliable man. But I had to keep some experienced guards, and I can't be certain of their loyalties. I'll pretend you wish to join the Royal Guards. That's your excuse for talking to them, sounding them out, and looking for evidence of disloyalty. If you find any hint of treason or evidence of disloyalty, report it to me. Take no action. Just report it, I'll judge what's appropriate. So, okay. Do you have, specific guards in mind? And it's your judgment I'm testing, not mine. Fine. So basically, yes, look around for guards, and presumably it's only going to be the ones who actually have names, because some of them are just generic royal guards. So, okay, we'll be looking for the ones maybe who aren't wearing a helmet. Because, yeah, these guys out here in the corridor, they're just generic guards, so they definitely don't count. But in the throne room right here, there's you, my friend. You actually do have a name. Meanwhile, okay, never mind. The guards who are wearing a helmet in this room do have names as well. So, right, possibly this mission is entirely taking place inside this room. Now, unfortunately, didn't actually bring any of my personality gear with me. But what I do have is a Varroner's ring that gives me a big old pile of charms. So, okay. How about we just pop that on for the minute? And with that, we should have a much easier time at getting any information out of these people. So, start with you. Just a charm you, straight up to 58. Carrot says nothing, and we have no choice but to leave the conversation. Not a great start there, John, no. Right, try again with Drusus here. Just a charm him, and 27. Not the greatest amount of charming there, no. Bare minimum, this guy is willing to answer some questions about joining the Royal Guards. So my father had the honour of serving a Helseth in a Wayrest. My family has served the Queen for 3 generations. Don't know your qualifications, but I presume you've satisfied Tienius, or we wouldn't be talking. So, okay. Feels like, you've been doing this for a long time, been in your family for a long time too. That probably speaks to your loyalty. And okay. I can mention my own connections to House Lalo, because, I'm their Hortator. Not sure that matters. Tell Tienius. Okay, Drusus was not impressed. But bare minimum, I'm not immediately suspicious of you. Right, keep on round the room. Next up, Dear Adina. Okay, much shorter history of service in this particular role. I've had worse jobs, Tienius knows what he's doing. He offered me the position, I took it. Bit of a hard ass, but he's fair. I've got no complaints, so nothing immediately suspicious, but yeah, much less history of service than the first guy we spoke to. And once again, if I say the Halalu business, she recommends I speak to Tienius, so sorry, should I have mentioned this earlier? I do not see how to mention that to him. Like, all the guards in the room seem to believe I should be mentioning this to you, but I do not see how to do it. Okay, guy number 3. Why did Tienius send you to me? If he wants you to be a royal guard, you'll be a royal guard. Nothing to do with me. How do I like it? You think I was born yesterday. My mom didn't teach me to blabber to strangers, so the old king was a bit of a fool, but he was good to me, so, right. You've been serving for quite a long time. This king is no fool. He's got to keep some experienced men like me around, all these new fellows like you, someone's got to teach them their business, because they don't know it, so, bit grumpy, it must be said, but yes, unlike Drusus, who've been serving the current king for generations, you've been serving the old king for quite some time. Now you're being a bit cagey, so, okay. Move on for now, though, oh, hang on. Does Tienius know about the Halalu business? Did you talk to a Larry Aaron? You should tell her that your House Halalu really, but don't tell Tienius, just Aleri. Okay, hang on, what's going on here? And also, who's Aleri Aaron? Because no one in this room goes by that name, and that's the person we haven't spoke to yet, Evo. So, right, while we're here, just see if you immediately see anything hugely suspicious. I don't care if Tienius thinks you're qualified, that's fine with me. How do I like it? I'm new here and haven't formed an opinion, but I do know and trust Tienius and expect he'll do right by me, so... Okay. Nothing particularly remarkable. You're one of the recently recruited new people that he was mentioning. So right now, you, sir, who mentioned the Aleri business, you're the most suspicious person by far. Okay, every other guard inside the Royal Palace is definitely not Aleri, because they're just completely generic. But out in the courtyard, right. There's more out here. Legion Depot, I think I just saw on the side, Imperial Cult Services. And finally, Guards Quarters, right. This feels like there we go. Hello there, Aleri. Me and you need to have a nice chat, apparently. So Aleri's been a royal guard all her life. So has my mother and her mother before her. I served a King Alethan for many years. Now I'll serve Helseth. Long live the king, long live the emperor. None of my business, but why do you want to be a guard? Looks like you've done well enough for yourself as an adventurer, so... Okay. Much like the last chappie I was a bit suspicious of, this is someone with a longer history of serving the previous king, and thus has only just started serving the current king. Hasn't been well vetted by what's-his-face who gave me the mission, doesn't have a longer history with the current royal family, so, mention the Halalu business, and Juvelin told you to tell me about your Halalu connections, and told you not to tell Tienius, and I have no idea what's that about. You sure you heard him right? He's not the brightest star in the sky, he gets confused sometimes. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. I feel like you are covering for him, and he just panicked and blurted out your name when he probably shouldn't have done, so, right. I feel like there's something going on here with House Halalu versus the current king. We know House Halalu are definitely not above just assassinating their rivals, because when I was doing work for them to become a Hortator, they were very happy for me to just kill people if that's what needed to happen. Okay. I think we should have a bit more of a poke around here, because, yeah, if this is the guard quarters, then does that maybe mean that every single one of these guards has got their own room, and, not their own room, but their own chest. Beautiful. Right, so just to quickly crack open these two, because you are...
Justice never sleeps.
I'm pretty sure I just got witnessed opening that chest. Luckily, you don't seem to mind, so that's positive. Would you mind just, like, naffing off that? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Secret handwritten note hidden behind the bed. Curious copy of guard duty rosters for the past several weeks. Handwriting is tiny and almost illegible, with frequent misspellings. The three names are always correctly spelt. Milvela, Juvelin, and Aleri. So right, the two we already knew about, and one more as well. And the Watchers, where all three of those are the only guards in the throne room, have been underlined twice, so... okay, if they were in a conspiracy together, then, yeah. A time when they outnumbered anyone else in the throne room, that'd be when they were gonna do it. Beyond that, as far as I can tell, yeah, nothing going on in either of the chests, just generic clothing. Though, while I think about it, Milvela. We're literally just told you might be a bit of an issue too, though, okay. Nothing there, may as well have the money. But right, I think we've got enough information here to return to what's-his-face over in the throne room. And here we flipping go, and let's see if Tienius can put this together the same way I just did. So this is Juvelin's handwriting on the note you found. He notes the Watchers, where Dralen, Aaron, and Arano are the only guards in the throne room. I believe I've changed the watch schedule to prevent that happening. I need to keep a close eye on all three. I mean, honestly, that's very generous of you, Tienius. Like, This strikes me as a very, very obvious sign that something incredibly dubious is going on. The fact you're going to keep allowing these people to be royal guards protecting King Helseth is, honestly, weirdly lenient and naive of you, but sure, whatever. And now apparently, he needs help finding evidence of a conspiracy against King Helseth among the Hlaalu nobles, so... And I feel like I just brought you that. Like, House Hlaalu was definitely involved in this last conspiracy theory, but... And again, it's entirely possible there may be more than one plot happening at the same time, given this king does not seem to be popular with anybody, actually. So, the old king supporters haven't accepted the new king's ascension to the throne with good grace. Maybe they think that another candidate, a Hlaalu candidate for example, would be better. Maybe they have some plan to express such a preference. If so, I doubt they would be candid about it. Maybe you should search Lethen Manor for documents, diaries, or other tangible evidence of such plans. So, right, that will be presumably the previous king's family's house. So, if he has surviving a family that didn't ascend to the throne, that's where they would be located. Okay, so, I was just moseying round to God's Reach in order to visit that manor. And can't help but notice that in the spot where, what's-his-face, Gaenor was located previously, all of a sudden, there's a new figure here, and I don't want to get too close to him because he appears to be very, very well armoured with giant piles of ebony gear and whatnot, so why do I get the feeling I'm gonna really, really regret giving Gaenor, like, a giant cocky pile of money? Like, if I'd given him just, like, no money, would he now just be here in rags with an iron dagger? But because I gave him all the money, he's now got dressed up in the fanciest gear imaginable, and now he's gonna kick my ass, so... Okay, you know what? I suspect this is about to be a very nasty fight. So I'm going into this prepared, alright? I'm getting my magic maxed out here, though, if I took him on at night, I could do it wearing my cursed armor. Oh, that'd be a way better idea. Right, just wait until after 9 PM, because I'm pretty sure the game considers that night. Now I can slip on the cursed robe and not take sun damage. Beautiful. Also, John, take off Varanus ring. You don't need that. Put on your good ring for agility. There we flipping go. So, okay. Now my stats are looking a bit better. Right, weapon away, in case what he's actually about to do is thank me for, you know, giving him so much money and whatnot, and, oh dear. Well, look who it is, my dear friend Arya. Just my luck you should stumble in here. Seems my good fortune knows no bounds. Despite my mistreatment at your hands, I found riches, been able to influence just about anyone I speak to, and can you believe I've never lost a fight, never even gotten a scratch. Somehow, I don't think I'll have a problem in continuing that streak, and I owe you. Yes, you do owe me, about 11 grand, which I gave you, and you know, I feel like you should actually be nice to me right now, so... Okay, the angry music is playing, we're definitely about to fight. Based on what he was saying earlier, about his luck, and his good fortune now, I'm guessing that means you've got a very high luck stat, and luck affects, like, everything, so... Right, just to back away, get out my... Hang on, just whack him a bit and... Okay, hang on, we've got... Okay, we can hit him, but it turns out he's much... Uh-oh, John, start cookie jumping. Okay, turns out he's doing a lot more damage to me than I'm doing to him. So just do some emergency sandwiches and then jump off here. He probably won't be able to follow. What we need to do really is, yes, lure him over somewhere. If he's hard to hit, because his luck is high, and luck affects, you know, a chance to be hit, that means we should go over to magic, because magic can't be evaded. So if he wants to come at me right now, just toss that at... What do you mean you failed casting it? Don't fail casting the spell, and... I just hit myself with the spell, didn't I? No, just... There we go, now it... Uh-oh! You just hit yourself with the spell again, didn't you, John? Okay, the point is we now know what to flipping do. Go up to him and immediately just start spamming Blizzard. over and over while running away from him. And honestly, given, these health potions last 30 seconds, just start chugging them now, given you can just stack these on top of each other, so that you can, offset the damage that he's doing to you. So, right. Getting over to here. Lovely. He attacks me. We just start attacking you. Beautiful. Now we just start jumping backwards while hitting you with Blizzard. So, okay. Now he's taking, presumably, some damage there. Lovely. And hang on, is he somehow a bit magic resistant? What's going on here? Just keep attacking him. That works at least. Just stay away from the guards. We can't have them being hit with this. A bit more Blizzard. And I mean, I'll give you Gaenor. You did very well. Like, you were hitting me bloody hard. I needed to basically go over to my special robe and then just start spamming magic at you to get around that. Like, you did very well. Can I have my money back now? Gosh darn it, I can't though, John. He's wearing ebony gear. Ebony gear can be exchanged for money. Like, you're gonna make a really good profit off this. And yeah, because of my superior medium armor stat, there's no need to go over to this, because this stuff is, heavier for less armor. Also, possibly his luck wasn't as ludicrous as I thought, because, yes, his amulet here just gives him 15 points of luck. Which is good, but nowhere near as good as the Necromancer's amulets. Right, so now we just take all of that gear straight over to the Great Bazaar, and that comfortably gets us our money back. And there we go. Having cleared out every shop that buys armor, we have now definitely got more money than we started with. Lovely. Still, I would say with that business concluded, how about we call it a part there? But next time... Right. Sounds like we need to track down even more conspirators who are plotting against Helseth. And on top of that, do not forget, of course, we've got business to deal with for Almalexia too, hunting down a goblin army, so maybe we'll get onto her business next episode. Join me next time, and we shall flipping see. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerds, and this has been Morrowind. Thank you very much, and goodbye. So okay, I've been outwitted by a butterfly and beaten up by a fish.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
I didn't steal anything! I'm sorry, I touched the shoes while I was shoe shopping! Okay, I feel like I may have just, walked in on something. What about this person? Can we talk to this person?